You get paid. The number on your paycheck looks good enough that you should feel comfortable. You can afford your rent. You can buy groceries. You can go out with friends. You might even have a little money left at the end of the month. And yet, when you open your banking app, you don't feel rich. You feel nervous. Because somehow another paycheck arrived. And somehow, the money is already disappearing. So here's the mystery. If you make good money, where is it all going? And what if the problem isn't one huge expense? What if your money is disappearing through dozens of small decisions that never felt expensive enough to worry about? Let's do the math. Section 1. The contradiction. Imagine you earn $5,000 a month before taxes. That's an illustrative example, not a universal definition of a good salary. But psychologically, $5,000 sounds like a lot more than $2,500. You expect your life to feel different. You expect bills to be easier. You expect your bank balance to grow. Maybe you even imagine finally being able to save, invest, travel, or stop worrying about every unexpected expense. Then reality arrives. After taxes and payroll deductions, let's say roughly $3,900 actually reaches your account. Again, the exact number depends on where you live and your circumstances. But now the mystery begins. Your gross salary sounded impressive. Your actual spending is based on the money that reaches your account. And that gap between what you earn and what you actually get to use is only the beginning. Because now your $3,900 has somewhere to go. Section 2. The math mystery. Let's start with housing. Rent, $1,500. You're down to $2,400. Utilities and internet, $250. Now you're at $2,150. Transportation, maybe a car payment, insurance, fuel, maintenance, or public transit. Let's say $550. Now you're at $1,600. Groceries, $450. You're down to $1,150. Phone bill, $80. Insurance and other recurring expenses, another $150. Now you're around $920. And you haven't done anything crazy. You haven't bought a luxury watch. You haven't taken a 5-star vacation. You haven't spent thousands of dollars shopping. You've just lived. And now comes the part that's easy to underestimate. Subscriptions. Streaming. Cloud storage. Apps. Gym membership. Software. Music. Small digital services you signed up for months ago and barely remember. Maybe another $80. Now you're around $840. Then there are debt payments. Maybe student loans. Maybe a credit card balance. Maybe financing from something you bought earlier. Let's say $250. Now you're at $590. And remember, this isn't a bad lifestyle. This is a fairly normal one. Then Friday arrives. You order dinner because you've had a long week. $35. Saturday, you meet friends. $70. You buy something online that you didn't really plan for. $60. You need a few things from the store. Another $50. Suddenly, another $215 is gone. Now you're looking at roughly $375. And the month isn't even over. That's when the unexpected expense appears. A repair. A medical bill. A family obligation. A higher than usual utility bill. Something breaks. And suddenly that $375 doesn't look like savings anymore. It looks like survival money. That's where the math gets interesting. Because none of those expenses individually destroyed your finances. Together, they created your financial reality. Section 3. Where the money actually goes. This is why people often say, "I don't understand where my money goes." You do. You just don't experience the spending as one giant decision. You experience it as hundreds of tiny decisions. $12 here. $35 there. $80 somewhere else. A slightly nicer apartment. A slightly newer phone. A slightly better car. More takeout. More convenience. More subscriptions. More spontaneous purchases. Nothing feels catastrophic. And that's exactly why it works. The dangerous expenses aren't always the ones that make you panic. Sometimes they're the ones that feel completely reasonable. You don't say, "I'm going to spend $1,000 more every month." You say, "I can afford another $150 in rent. I can afford a nicer car. I deserve to eat out tonight. I'll subscribe for just 1 month. I'll pay it off next paycheck." And eventually, your entire lifestyle becomes more expensive without you ever making one dramatic financial decision. That's lifestyle inflation. Section 4. Lifestyle inflation. When your income increases, your spending often increases with it. Not necessarily because you're irresponsible. Because your definition of normal changes. You get a raise. Suddenly the cheap apartment feels temporary. The old car feels embarrassing. The restaurant you used to visit once a month becomes your normal Friday night. The $20 purchase that once required thought becomes something you barely notice. And here's the trap. Your income went up, but so did the cost of maintaining your life. So the raise that was supposed to create freedom becomes another layer of expenses. You make more. You spend more. And eventually, you need the higher income just to maintain the lifestyle you upgraded into. That's the trap. And there's something even deeper happening underneath it. Section 5. The psychology. You don't become financially stretched because you wake up one morning and decide to be reckless. Your brain adapts. Psychologists call one part of this hedonic adaptation. In simple terms, something that initially feels special eventually becomes normal. Your first nice apartment feels amazing. A few months later, it's just your apartment. Your first expensive restaurant feels like a treat. Eventually, it's just dinner. Your new phone feels exciting. Then 6 months later, you barely think about it. The happiness from the upgrade fades. But the payment can remain. And then there's social comparison. You look around. Someone has a better car. Someone takes more vacations. Someone lives in a nicer apartment. Someone constantly posts restaurants, clothes, gadgets, and experiences online. And without realizing it, your definition of doing well starts moving. You aren't comparing yourself to who you were 5 years ago. You're comparing yourself to everyone you're seeing today. Then convenience enters the picture. You're tired. So you order food. You're busy. So you pay for delivery. You're stressed. So you buy something. None of these decisions is automatically bad. The problem appears when convenience becomes your default. And that's when making more money can actually make the problem worse. Because now you can afford more ways to avoid discomfort. Section 6. The invisible cost. But there's one category of spending people almost never calculate correctly. Recurring costs. Suppose you upgrade your apartment by $300 a month. That doesn't feel like a huge decision. But it's not a $300 decision. It's a recurring commitment. $300 every month is $3,600 a year. And if that higher expense also comes with higher utilities, furniture, transportation, or lifestyle expectations, the real cost can be even larger. The same thing happens with cars. A more expensive car isn't just a bigger monthly payment. It can mean higher insurance, more fuel, more maintenance, more expensive repairs, and money tied up in an asset that isn't building your wealth. This is what makes lifestyle inflation so powerful. A one-time purchase takes your money once. A recurring upgrade keeps asking for your money, month after month, year after year. These expenses become your invisible tax. Not a tax imposed by the government. A tax created by your own lifestyle. And the more fixed costs you accumulate, the less freedom your paycheck gives you. Because before your money can help your future, it has to maintain your present. Section 7. How to break the cycle. So what do you actually do? Not, stop buying coffee. Not, make a spreadsheet and never have fun again. The real goal is to create financial breathing room. Start with 4 questions. 1. Find your financial baseline. Ask, What does my life actually cost before I upgrade it? Calculate the expenses required to maintain your basic lifestyle. That number tells you what your life needs. Everything above it deserves more scrutiny. 2. Find your lifestyle inflation. Look at the last few years. Where did spending increase simply because your income increased? Housing? Transportation? Eating out? Shopping? Subscriptions? Convenience? You may discover that your lifestyle quietly received every raise before your savings account did. 3. Separate convenience from necessity. Before an expense becomes permanent, ask, do I need this, or have I simply become used to it? That question can be surprisingly powerful. Because used to feels exactly like necessary, but they're not the same thing. 4. Give the gap a job. This is the most important part. When your income increases, don't automatically let your lifestyle absorb all of it. Create a gap. If your income rises by $500, your lifestyle doesn't need to rise by $500. Maybe part of that increase goes toward an emergency fund. Part goes toward debt. Part goes toward investing. Part can still improve your life. The point isn't to live miserably. The point is to make sure your future receives some of the money your present keeps asking for.
Final reveal. So let's return to the original mystery. You make good money. Why do you still feel broke? Sometimes it's because your income genuinely isn't enough for your circumstances. Housing can be expensive. Healthcare can be expensive. Transportation can be expensive. Debt can be overwhelming. Inflation can reduce what your paycheck can actually buy. So this isn't about blaming you for every financial problem. But if your income has increased and your lifestyle has increased alongside it, then your paycheck may be doing exactly what you trained it to do: maintain your lifestyle. That's why a person earning $5,000 can feel just as financially trapped as someone earning $3,000. The numbers are different, but the gap can be surprisingly similar. And that gap is everything. Because wealth isn't simply how much money comes into your life. It's how much remains after your lifestyle takes its share. The next time you get paid, don't just ask, how much did I make? Ask, how much of my income does my lifestyle require? Because those are two completely different questions. If your income is $5,000 and your lifestyle requires $4,900, you may have a good salary, but very little freedom. If your income grows to $6,000 and your lifestyle still costs $4,900, something important has changed. You didn't just earn more. You created breathing room. And that breathing room is where savings grow. It's where investments begin. It's where emergencies stop feeling like disasters. It's where your future starts getting paid before your lifestyle gets upgraded. So maybe the goal isn't to endlessly chase a bigger paycheck. Maybe the goal is to make sure your lifestyle never grows as fast as your income. Because the real financial flex isn't looking like you make a lot of money. It's reaching the point where your money no longer controls how you feel about the next paycheck. You don't necessarily need a bigger lifestyle. You need a bigger gap. And that gap is where financial freedom begins.